You remember who I am now? You remember who I am? Huh?
She was grizzly with you at first, wasn't she?
Yeah. Good. Hey, it's Will. I just had breakfast with my buddy Jeff, and he pointed out to me that there may be some people out there that want some more closure to my hike than what was offered, and he's probably right. So here we are. But spoiler alert, I will not be heading back out. The only caveat I had to returning to complete the hike was that I had COVID antibodies in my system, and I paid for the test, and I don't have the antibodies, so I do not feel comfortable putting myself in a situation where, like, you know, I'm gonna hike 15 miles out into the wilderness, and then, you know, the onset of COVID symptoms starts kicking in, and I realize, you know, it affects everybody differently. Some people have no symptoms at all. My buddy, it almost killed him. So I don't feel good about that situation. And then even more importantly to me would be the ethics of extracting myself from the trail if I was COVID positive. I know extracting my healthy body from the trail was problematic. Doing it when you're positive for COVID, I can't figure out how I would do that without exposing other people to COVID, and I don't feel good about that. So I have no antibodies for it, and frankly, the vaccine scares me more than COVID does, so that kind of shut down the return trip. So the through hike's on hold for now. It's not like I'm dead. I'm still a relatively young guy, and it's definitely a bucket list item for me. So it's something I might attempt again in the more distant future. So there you go. That settles that. I guess I could talk about equipment. I'll put a lighter pack link down below there if you want to see the equipment that I ended the trail with. But in essence, my equipment didn't change a whole lot. I was pretty dialed in from the get-go. The only thing that changed was one 0-degree sleeping bag for another. My socks, I went from the Darn Tough full cushion boot sock to the over the calf Mountaineer, and I added I think 2 pairs of socks, another 2, so I ended up with 4 pair of socks, and that seemed to do the trick. And my shoes, the Ultras, no good, man. Maybe other people have good experience with them, but for a winter hike, I didn't feel like there was enough insulative value to the shoe. Like, they were paper thin basically, so that was one issue. And then they like wore out way too quick, man. 250, 275 miles, and I'm blowing through the side of them already. Yeah, that's a no-go. Now, I've hiked with my Morels for years in the past. I've always had good experiences with them. I never through hike with them, so I can't, you know. When I got them, I didn't have enough time to put trail miles on them in the winter to give an opinion one way or the other if that was going to work out or not. So I can't tell you. I had a good feeling about it. All the other hikers that I hiked with, I did talk to them about the waterproof versus non-waterproof debate, and those guys, I'm talking about like seasoned through hikers and stuff. And I guess I can mention it now because it's been a little while, but I spent quite a bit of time hiking with Happy down the trail. Me and him were shelter mates for a few nights. So I talked to him about his footwear options and a lot of the other hikers, and they all kind of agreed that waterproof footwear is kind of maybe not the way to go for a through hike. Basically, you know, there's a huge hole in the top of your shoe, and your foot's going to get wet either way. And if you have the waterproof boots, it just takes a lot longer to dry them out. Guys were still using them, so that's just something worth noting. I don't know. In the end, I don't know if it's I don't know if I'm the guy to make that recommendation. Obviously, I've only got, you know, a limited amount of trail miles, but I can tell you the ultras didn't work out. Long story short, that was a really long story. So, what else? I noticed in the comments that there were some people that were not okay with, you know, the hike ending. I mean, most people were like, hey, cool, you made the right call or whatever, but there were a few people who were like, you know, maybe some name calling or what other stuff. And personally, I'm settled. I'm very settled about the way the hike worked out. I feel like my decisions were logical. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to get back out there right now and continue on hiking, but there's factors at play here that basically I have to make rational decisions, and I think it's the right thing to do at this time to not continue the hike. And like I said, I feel okay about it. I'm good. I'm in a good place with where I'm at, and it's not like it's over forever. It's not like I'm gonna die. You know, I can fire it up in the future and see this thing through. So right now, no regrets. I feel happy. I feel happy with my life, with the way everything worked out. All right, so I guess I could talk about like positive and negative moments on the trail. It's definitely a mixed bag, so it's not all like rainbows and fairy dust and pixie farts and all that. It's you know, you're gonna get bad moments. You're gonna have really bad moments out there. You're gonna have good moments, and it's hard. It's difficult. The hiking itself is difficult. The weather conditions are difficult. For me, here's something I didn't talk about. Town visits, for me, were like a huge negative. That's like logistically something that in regular life that you experience right now, like, oh, well, I have to go to the dollar store. It's 2 miles over there. Well, I'll just jump in my car and drive over there. It takes me 5 minutes to get there. Well, it's 2 miles over and it's 2 miles back. That's 4 miles. You're talking about a quarter of a day for me to go, you know what I mean? If I can't hitchhike a ride, and then that's another aspect where you're completely dependent upon other people to get stuff done, and it just takes forever to do something that, you know, normal life would take no time at all. So the town visits, resupplies, laundry, all that stuff was very frustrating for me. That was something I didn't enjoy. And then something I didn't talk about, but I did enjoy immensely. I had quite a few moments on the trail where I kept them to myself. I kept them for me. Where I had wildlife encounters with huge bucks or turkeys, or I had like a really cool view or something was going on, and I just had those special moments where it was just me. And that was probably one of my favorite things about the hike too, was with the times when I was completely by myself. I know I'm a weirdo, but I really enjoyed the solitude and just that like mountain man feeling where you're out there by yourself and you're experiencing this thing and no one else is experiencing it. So that was a high. That was a cool moment that I didn't talk about. Yeah, so that's where it's at. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the videos, and like I say, maybe I'll fire it up again. And well, I know I'm going to probably do some section hikes coming up. I got a couple things in the works, but for through hiking, I'll probably looking at trying to do that again in the future. And I talked with my wife about it. If I did do it, the formula that worked out for this trip, where I left for a month, hiked a few hundred miles, couple hundred miles, came back, I would probably do that again. That was a win. So instead of like instead of me just being away for 6 months or flying, you know, her flying up all the way up the eastern seaboard and renting hotels and getting a rental car and picking me up, or me, you know, however that was going to work out, I think it's actually cheaper for me to just navigate to an airport, fly home, stay in my own house, not rent a car, and, you know, take a week off, get my home life sorted out, because that was a challenge, right? So I had a life on the trail, and I have a life going on back here, and stuff was breaking at the house, and, you know, things were going wrong, and my wife was encountering problems. So I could come back once a month and sort all that out for a week or whatever, and then fly back up or get a ride or whatever and continue the through hike. That was a cool formula. So if I did continue it, that might be a pattern that I adopt. I don't know, we'll see. It's just, I'm a free man, and I do what I want. I just got to make sure I'm doing the right thing. But so that could be in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Enjoyed the trip, enjoyed the filming, enjoyed the equipment reviews, the experience, the how-tos, all that. And I'm just sorry that I couldn't bring more to you. But like I said, I got to do what's best. So here we are. Anyway, you guys have a great one. And thanks again, Jeff, for reminding me to put this out.